Hey gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to get your first deal in 2017, guys. How to get your first deal. I had a lot of people on Facebook, over 50 people asked me that they're interested, they want to do their first deal. So I took the whole day, each how to come up with a strategy to help you guys get your first deal. So give me a few seconds, let me put my mic on. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. If you can't, let me know. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. All right, guys, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna put my mic on. I'm almost finished up, and I'm gonna show you how to get your first deal, okay, in 2017 for all the new people or newbies and above. But if you've been going to seminars, you're going to ARIA clubs, you've been watching YouTube, you're watching the Facebook, you went to the meetup clubs, but you haven't done a deal, I'm going to show you how to do a deal in the next few minutes, okay? Give me a second, I'm going to put my mic on. All right. All right, gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo. I am so excited to change your life. I want to be an impact in your life. I want to be a significant in your life. I want to be able to go down to any state in America, just walk around and somebody rush up to me, when you guys rush up to me and just want to give me a hug because I impacted your life. I made a value in your life. I'm going to be having a baby soon, so I want to really show her the importance of being a life changer instead of a money chaser, guys. So I really want to help you guys out. I've been thinking about it all day. There was over 50 people that asked me questions about on Facebook that they want to get their first deal. There's so many people. So I thought about it, and so I came up with an action plan to help you guys get your first deal. So I'm very pumped up, and I'm excited to help you get your first deal. So this session is only about one thing. How to get your first deal, guys, in 2017. Okay, how to get your first deal. And that's all I'm caring about. Now, before I go out, I want to do a quick, explanation and zoom out and help you new guys, the newbies and girls, understand the real estate business in just 3 ideas, 3 steps. Okay? Step number 1 is what I call lead gen. Okay? Step number 2 is what I call conversion. Step number 3 is what I call exit strategy. All right? Now you guys hear me say this a lot. Now from here, I want to kind of like zoom in a little bit, okay? And when I zoom in here, this is what it kind of looks like, okay? We have basically a front wheel, we have a back wheel, and then we have this bicycle here with a seat. Okay, and this bicycle with a human, that's you. And what this bicycle represents is the front wheel means the seller, the back wheel means the buyer. All right, in this business of real estate, guys. And this is you, and the frame represents the systems, what you need to be able to do the deals, okay? Like, for example, a lot of you guys ask me, well, how do I fund deals? Some of you ladies ask me, hey, how do I generate leads, okay? Or how do I find motivated sellers? Or how do I find distressed property? And those are very, very good questions. So those are what falls into the frame of the bicycle. And this is a bicycle, guys. All right? So the 3 propellers of real estate, if you zoom out, is lead gen, conversion, and exit strategy. And if you now kind of zoom in just a tad, it becomes a bicycle, which you got seller, the guy that has a house, all right, the guy that has a house, and the buyer, the guy that has the money, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to kind of like zoom it in just a little bit more, okay? So now let's remember, this is zoomed out, this is zoomed in. Now I'm going to just zoom it in just a tad more, okay? So where we're going to come here, I'm going to zoom this in, and we're going to have a line, which is you, okay, you. All right? And in this U goes like this, and this is the deal. All right? And this is for the seller, because this is the front tire, okay? So this is the seller. So what I want to show you is how to go from here to the deal. And that's what you want to know. And that's what your questions are, okay? Before I do that, I want to continue to explain this idea so we kind of understand what's going on. So I thought about, okay, how do you go from, you know, advertising, finding a deal, all that stuff, you know, how can I make it into, you know, just 4 steps to help you guys understand it, okay? So the very first step from here to move you guys towards here to getting a deal is what I call find a seller. And find seller means, you know, doing the marketing, etc. Okay? And I'm going to talk about that. So you're here, which is 0. And I'm going to move you 1 step forward, okay, which is find the seller. The next step that's going to happen is going to be the filtering. Okay, filtering. Because in this business, you want to find motivated sellers, okay? And let me pause because I did make a mistake because I'm not scripted. I talk from my heart. And what I want to show you guys is that how to invest in real estate, okay, without getting into debt, without using credit cards, without using hard money lending, without using all the traditional stuff. Now I'll talk about the other stuff that everybody else talks to, but don't you want to get a deal where the seller will lend you the money, or you use some kind of creative idea where you get partners to fund the deal, or things like that, instead of you signing your name for a hard money lender, or you going to your bank, or you putting cash out of your pocket. So I'm going to show you different strategies. So at the dojo, I don't believe in getting into debt, and I don't believe in spending a lot of money because I'm a refugee to America. What that means is we came here with nothing in our back. My parents came here as an immigrant. And I started my company right out of college with $100 living out of my car because I didn't want to chase my dream. Turned that into a moving company, which I owned for 14, 15 years, made multi-million dollars from that, and started 2 other businesses, a real estate brokerage firm where I had a broker and multiple realtors that were my mom's and my grandparents' age working for us. And this is like right around 30. I was 30 years old. Today I'm 39. And then I started Mr. Investor, where I bought houses and I did rentals and was a buy and hold guy for many moons, okay? And I got into the business when everybody was running out of the business because the market had crashed. I'm not one of these guys that came into it like right now because the market is real good. Everybody was running this way. I ran into the fire in 2007, fourth quarter, started buying in the hell when all the realtors ran out, all the investors closed up shops, all the home builders went out of business. So that's when I went to hell. And sure, I got burned, but you know, I built a lot of skills during that rough time to generate business for free or almost for free. And if you have money for marketing, then you could do it. One of the great things with me is, unlike other people that tell you, hey, just spend a lot of money on marketing, or here's a $2,000 pay-per-click, or here's a $10,000 mail out, right? I, on the other hand, have 3 ways for you to make money. Free, almost free, or paid. So it doesn't matter what level of financial situation you are. If you're fucking hungry, I can show you how to do it because I learned the alchemy formula, okay guys? So what I'm going to show you is how to do it without getting in debt, without spending thousands of dollars in marketing, okay? Now, and the other thing I'm going to show you is that I teach you guys to find houses from motivated sellers. I don't deal with banks. I don't deal with, you know, REOs and HUDs and tax. And now, I'm very educated in all these aspects, but after examining and studying all this stuff for a very long time, I realized the best deal to be an insider, And that's what I want to show you, to be an insider. What does it mean to be an insider? To be an insider is when you were able to, for example, I bought a house, many houses that I've sold, if you look at my YouTube or Facebook, where I bought the house, spend maybe $1,000, okay, put $1 under contract, maybe spend $1,000, $2,000, 6, 7 years later, cash out $100,000. I didn't have to borrow the money. And who did I sell these properties to? Some of them I sold to retail people that are going to live in it. Some of them I sold it to investors that were doing fix and flip. I sold a house on Rambling where I bought it for just a couple of $1,000, okay, I think $2,000 or $3,000. 6, 7 years later, you know, I cashed out, I don't remember right now, like $67,000 equity cash out. Throughout that 6, 7 years ownership, I made monthly cash flow from it, month after month. I got depreciation, I got tax deductions, right? And then I was very motivated because I wanted to move, and I left $100,000 in equity plus on the deal. And who bought it? Some other investor that was a fix and flip. He turned around and fixed it and flipped it. I sold it to him for like $184, right? I made $67,000 plus, right? Don't quote me, but just go on my website. It might be more, like 78. I don't really remember right now. It's been a couple of months, okay? But he turned around and made $100,000 off of it, 110, 119. The address is 3054 Rambling Drive. If you pull it up, you can see they have the before picture and after. Two different investors. The before picture, I was a buy and hold guy, and you can see the place was nice, it was rentable. I rented it a lot, like $1,800, $1,600. The rent had gone up over the years I've owned it, okay? He was a buy and flip guy. So what he did is he went and borrowed the money from South Lake lender, okay? And he put his name up and he put his down payment up, all that good stuff. Where I marketed, I found a motivated seller, I negotiated owner financing. I didn't give the seller anything besides $3,000, and the $3,000 was just to make the bank payments. The house didn't need any work, right? So I bought the property, I rented it out. From day one, I got massive cash flow. And then 6, 7 years, I made a big chunk, almost $100,000 in equity cash out. If you add up the monthly fees that I got throughout the fucking 6, 7 years of rental, big chunk. I mean, $100,000 was just $3,000. Okay, that includes closing fees and all that stuff. Right around that. Okay, the number is just a little bit. That's what I call it, insider. The other guy that made $100,000, that he sold it, he didn't make the $100,000 because he had to go borrow money from a bank. He had to pay those rehab construction fees. He had to pay all these guys, and you know he made about $100 after paying the realtor fees, title, all that stuff. When I sold it to him, I made him pay for title. I made him pay for my closing. So I was an insider. I sold another house in Lancaster. Again, the lady, okay, a realtor, professional realtor. You know, she's a professional landlord, buy and hold guy. I had a renter in there. What I did is I marketed to a motivated seller. Okay, I got the deal for just like nothing. You know, like it was free. It was like not even behind anything or something. I just paid my student $1,000, and I put renters in there, and I was cash flowing like $400 or $500 a month, month after month for 6, 7 years. I sold it to a professional investor that's a professional realtor for a very long time. She went and got a loan from a bank, and she got it all appraised and all that. So she got in debt. I didn't get in debt. I used the seller's underlying mortgage, okay? And I made $25,000 or $30,000 off that transaction, not including the monthly cash flow. If you multiply, it's like $500 a month times 12, and do times 7, you can see I made a lot of money just in the monthly cash flow, guys, okay? And so the difference is that was a professional investor and a professional realtor, but I was an insider, right? They got the deal like everybody else talks about. Go to a hard money lender, go to a bank, go do this. I got the deal by using my imagination and creativity, right? There are very smart people. I'm not dissing on these people, all right? But I sold it to these people. I hope you understand what I'm saying. These people, that lady that was a realtor and a professional investor, she was very, very smart, okay? She bought it to do a buy and hold for me, my Lancaster property. But she went the traditional way of borrowing money and doing all the stuff, buying it on the MLS. Both of these people find the deal on MLS because I put it at below market price, okay? But me as an insider, I did guerrilla marketing, most of it for free or a little money, okay, that I'm going to show you, and found the deal. I didn't have to put up any of my own money, very little of my money. I didn't have to go to a bank and say, please let me get this deal. Okay, I didn't have to put my credit up. I didn't have to put my company EIN number credit up. I got what's called a non-recourse loan, which is I didn't have to sign my personal note on it. I didn't have to put my name on it. Okay, all right. It was the seller's loan that I stepped into, and this is what I show you because most of us think that if we want to buy real estate, we got to have money. So our first thing is our own mind. We're like, well, how do I find funding? Okay, that's the very first thing. And there's many different ways to find funding. Right? There's people that talk about hard money, there's people that talk about refinancing, people talk about X, but Y, right? I talk about not getting in debt. And if I'm gonna get in debt, I'm gonna get in somebody else's debt. That's not attached to me. I don't know if you guys just heard what I'm saying. Okay? If I'm gonna get into debt, it's not gonna be my debt, it's gonna be somebody else's debt, and it's not gonna be attached to me. Very crucial, guys, that I'm not getting into debt. Now, all the other strategies that talk about, like, refinancing, partnering up, etc., X, Y, Z, they're just talking about how you can get into debt. And dude, it's not that hard to get into debt. Okay, it's not that hard. But I'm going to show you how to be an insider instead of selling to the outsiders, which are still very sophisticated people like realtors and professional investors, fix and flip guys, but they're not the insiders. They're not able to create money out of nothing like the Federal Reserve does. Because how? Because I bought a house, I didn't have to get a loan, I didn't have to pay all the junk fees, the closing fees, all that other stuff. The title policy, all that stuff, And I was able to get this property, have the deed in my name, and so on. Where the other people have to go to the traditional way. So I'm going to teach you how to be an insider. So now going back to the story here, I want to show you how to get your first deal as being an insider. I'm not talking about putting millions of offers in with HUD, or millions of offers with bank or going to fucking the auction. That's the stupidest thing ever. You go to auction, there's hundreds of people there, and you guys are all sitting here bidding on this fucking deal. I mean, how hard is that, dude? Okay? So think about it. The easier it is, the more people are going to line up for it. Right? If some guy says, man, go to hard money lending, get it, blah, blah, everybody's going to line up for it. So you're not becoming an insider. You're an insider compared to somebody that has a 9 to 5. But the true insider is the one that's selling to the guys that are going to go to the hard money lender when they're buying your deal. Does that make sense? I hope that really makes sense to you guys. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get your first deal as being an insider. And what that means is I'm going to market and show you how to market to homeowners. We're not dealing with investors. We're not dealing with realtors. We're not dealing with any of that kind of crap. We're dealing with homeowners and a specific type of homeowner, which I talk about here. That's why I say filter it. Okay? So from here, to get you to a deal in this bicycle, because remember, there's lead generation, conversion, exit strategy, and then if we zoom out a little bit, it becomes a bicycle. You have the front wheel, the back wheel, which I'm going to talk about, okay, in the systems. The front wheel breaks down into this, okay? If you take this and zoom in a little bit more, the front wheel breaks down to this. I'm going to explain it into 4 pieces. Piece number 1, okay, is finding sellers. Piece number 2 is filtering, guys, okay? Very, very crucial. Piece number 3 is offers and structures. Okay? Very crucial, okay? And here you're basically putting offers in and you're creating different types of creative structure, okay? Now, some of the sellers are not going to want creative, okay? No big deal when we have the other strategies. But what I'm trying to tell you is don't run out there and say, hey, let me get in debt, man. Let me go to a hard money lender. Let me get a bank loan. Let me get my cousins in debt. Let me put it in my car. Like, don't do that, right? First, try to get a good deal. And the way I strategize it, I make the seller go with the owner financing. Like, it's the best deal for him. But if he doesn't want to, then I can use one of the other structure ideas that other people tell you, okay? And I'm going to show you. But it doesn't make sense that if the guy's willing to carry the note, doesn't matter if you want to do a fix and flip, you want to be a buy and hold guy, or the debt. Why suggest that you're going to go to a bank, or why suggest to use your own cash, okay? If the guy's going to give you the money 0% interest, or whatever his loan was, which is like 2% or 3%, it doesn't even make any sense, right? So this is what the offering structure comes in. And then we get to the next part, which is securing your deal. All right? So 4 steps. Finding sellers, which is the marketing, the filtering, which is very, very crucial, then offering and structures, and then securing your deal, guys. Now, this is just a very zoomed out part of it, okay? Now, from here to here, there's a bunch of little steps. Okay? Bunch of little steps that needs to be taken care of. And if you stay tuned, I'm going to allow you guys to just download my first deal startup kit, where I'm going to talk about all these little steps for you to get to this deal, okay? So, just to summarize it, because we're not finished, I want to make sure you understand it. I am talking about the 3 propellers of real estate investing to get your first deal in 2017 and be an insider, where you create owner financing, 0% interest, you don't have to use your money, you partner with people, etc. Besides going to hard money lender, etc. You have lead conversion exit strategy, and that's a zoom out. Now if you zoom in just a tad, you get a bicycle, and the bicycle, the front tire is seller, back tire is buyer, the frames is the systems, okay, which is like these little things in this here, okay, and that's you. Now the front tire, I'm zooming in just a tad more. For you to go from here to get a deal under the seller, you have to have 4 parts: marketing, filtering, offering and structure, and securing your deal. Please understand that the deal is not money yet. The deal is not money yet, guys, because a lot of you guys that have already gone further in the chain, okay, you are asking me, how do I fund the deals, or etc. Because you realize that just putting the deal on the contract or securing it, there's no money, okay? Because that's why I have a bicycle. I have 2 tires, right? So you need the other tire. So the other tire is going to be something like this, all right? And this is going to be you again, and we're going to come all the way down here, and this time, once you get through this one, you get the money, guys. I just want to make sure you understand it, okay? So now, I've broken down, so now we're talking about this tire, and I just want to zoom it out just a tad. Not too much, guys, to confuse you, okay? So when we zoom it out again, it's going to be 4 parts, guys, okay? So part number 1 is, see, the same thing exactly, things go here, because this thing is a zoomed out version of both of these tires. So again, we got to now find buyers. Now, a lot of you guys ask me, well, how do I find cash buyers? How do I find the exit buyers? How do I find retail buyers? This is where this thing comes into, okay? Which is finding buyers. All right, now the next step is, once again, guys, filtering. Like I show you examples to filter. Many people don't have filtering, and if you've been watching me for any time, you realize I'm the king of filtering, because understanding your audience, understanding what your mission is, what your goal is, it allows you not to be like every deal that comes in. Some of us don't succeed because one minute we want to be an MLM person, next minute we want to be a photographer, next minute we want to be a realtor, next minute we want to be an investor, and we're always just going to the next thing. And you're not going to have success like that, dude. So it's very important to filter out these buyers so you can get the most motivated ones, the ones that actually have money. And I'll show you how to do it, okay? And I'll let you download my first deal kit in a minute, okay? So again, you do the find the buyer, you filter them. Very, very important, guys, okay? The next one is that you're going to set up showings. And we only do showings after we filter the buyer, guys. Some people just do showings for any Jose and Bob that calls in. I don't do it that way, okay? I'll show you. So we do the showings. We set up showings. And then we're going to secure it. And then the very last step is title company. or closing. And then the next step is getting paid. Now, just like this one, there's from here to finding buyers, okay, there's a bunch of little steps you have to do. From here to filtering, there's steps you gotta do. From here to here, there's steps, things you gotta do. From here to here, there's steps, things that has to do. From here to here, there's things that you gotta do. Some people, when they get the deal to the title company, they put their foot up. And then they're upset why the deal didn't fucking close. And I told my students, and I showed them many times, that you have to do the job of the title company. And I explained to you in these steps. And what you're just doing is making sure that everybody's on the ball. Because you just had to go from, you know, this tire to this tire, which is come all the way here, and then go next tire, go all the way there to make money. So when you bring it to the title company, a lot of people drop the ball because they assume that the title company is going to do it. But these fuckers are having 20, 50, 100 deals happening in a day, in a week. They're making money regardless if the deal closes. So do they care? Yeah, but it's your fucking deal. You need to care way more than they care. Does that make sense? You just went through zoom and then went to germ, okay? So you should care. Now guys, if you guys have any questions, definitely ask, and I'll be happy to answer these questions for you guys, all right? But let's move forward. Many of you guys have asked me a couple of good questions, and I've seen it randomly, which is like one, where do I find sellers? Motivated sellers, I should say. Okay? You know, you guys ask questions regarding like the conversion, like how to fill out the paperwork. And a lot of you guys are now asking about funding, okay? And so what I've been doing all day is compiling what I call my first deal kit. What my first deal kit is going to do is help you go from zero. Assuming you're zero. If you're a beginner, you don't know anything, this is for you. You go from zero to doing your 1 to 3 deals, guys, in 60 days. So I take you from, okay, A to Z in 60 days, where you're going to get a check. All right? Now, if you don't take action, then you're not going to get this. And also, this is not a shortcut or get rich quick or some magical pill, or, you know, it's nothing like that. Okay? I'm going to show you what you need to do from A to Z. And it's called my first aid kit. I'm going to show you how to market, how to find distressed property, how to find distressed sellers. I'm going to show you how to filter these people. I'm going to show you how to build your list. I'm going to show you how to find cash buyers, what paperwork to use, where to go find the paperwork. So, and all that stuff is going to be in hours and hours of video for you guys, okay? That's going to talk about this stuff. And again, I'm going to take you from A to Z, guys. All right. Now, my mission is to help you get a check. And your thing is, when you get your check, I need you to take a picture of it and hit me up and tag me on Facebook, or send me an email, or go to my website and text us and let us know. Because what this thing is, I want to be significant in your life, but I need that feedback. I need that feedback loop that, hey, I am making an impact, right? So how am I going to know I'm making an impact? But if you guys take my information and implement it and download it and implement it, you will get a deal from A to Z. I've used it with many paying students, coaching students, and they made deal. Now the difference is, when my students pay me the big bucks, right? I'm there looking over their shoulder. They could call me up anytime. Where this is what I call the self package. You take the package, you get on the fucking bike, and you start pedaling, dude. That's it, right? But you're not gonna get the little wheel things for the little kids, like, you know, that makes you not fall. You're not gonna get a manual, in a sense, to call me and say, hey, what should I do here? You're not gonna get any of that, right? You're just gonna get my first deal kit. And this thing is exactly everything you need to get your first deal, guys. Everything you need to get your first deal. The only thing is missing is the action, right? I'm gonna give you the bicycle, okay? The only thing is missing is you. You're the one that has to pedal, dude, all right? And I just made the roadmap. I'm gonna show you what paperwork to use, what title companies to use when you come to there, how to talk to the motivators, all this stuff. You just gotta take action. But what you're not gonna get, you're not gonna get one-on-one coaching. I just wanna make sure you guys understand that, okay? So it's a one deal startup kit to get you from, if you're a newbie, you never did a deal, okay? It doesn't matter if you're how close you are. If you're at the back wheel, at the buyers, then you still need this. If you're at the first wheel, you don't know where to find a motivated seller, what to say to them, how to target them, etc., then you still need this package. So if you never got your first deal, this is for you guys, okay? All right? And I'm going to give you this package. It's going to be hours and hours and hours of content, all right? Now, the reason I'm even doing this is because I want to change your life, and I want you to hit me back up and show me the check, all right? Prove to me that my time was worth it putting into you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to create a win-win where you're winning so you can get more money to maybe invest in yourself and buy some of my other products. And at the same time, I am winning because I'm going to get you to say, hey, Mike changed my life. Mike got me a $5,000 check, or he got me a $3,000 check, or he got me a $20,000 check. I don't know. Depends on your area and depends what kind of hustle you got. But Mike got me something. Now, some of you guys will implement this and won't get shit, right? I can't. But if you implement it, you're going to get shit and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars. So if you go to other courses, they're going to sell you one thing and another thing and another thing. I'm going to show you A to Z because I want you to get your first paycheck, and I need the review. I want to hear your review, right? So I need a positive feedback loop, and that is you, right? Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? So I'm going to do this for you guys. There's going to be hours and hours of training videos, everything you need from A to Z, okay? I'm going to let you guys, the first 50 people, okay guys, the first 50, you can download this thing for $47, guys. Again, hours and hours of training, how to talk to a seller. I mean, I'm going to say from A to Z, guys, where you get your deal, okay? For 47 bucks. Once this is sold out, then I'm going to be selling it for 97 bucks, guys. All right, let me put this disclaimer out here. For the first 50, this is a pre-launch, which means the book is not complete. Please listen to me. The book is not complete right now, right? So once I sell the 50, then I will launch the book out. So how long? I don't know, guys. But if you're impatient, please don't buy it, okay? Because you'll piss me off. You contact me, and I'm telling you right now, it's not finished. It's a pre-launch, which means it's an early bird special, okay? It's almost finished. So for the first 50 people, I'll give it to you for 47. The guys that are impatient, or the girls that are impatient, I'll let you have it at 97 once it comes out, guys. And my goal for doing this is to help you get a check. If that's to quit your job, or get you enough money so you can do paid marketing, or get you enough money to reinvest in yourself, right? And my second goal to doing this is I want to get that review. I want to get that positive feedback to me to say, hey, I'm on the right path. I am doing what I should be doing, guys, okay? All right? And the third thing is I just want to build my profile and change lives, guys, because the more people I change, the more you guys like me, and the more you know my stuff works. And the more my stuff works, you tell your friends, and then I don't have to spend money in advertising. So I'd rather not spend the money in advertising and feed the homeless people. And the only way to do that is to make good quality shit. So my thing is that you're gonna pay me 50 bucks or 100 bucks, and I wanna deliver a $1,000 product, or I wanna deliver a $500 product. So you guys say, God damn, this is way worth it. I just sold my VA book in 9 days. We sold 50 of them at 97 bucks. And the first couple of reviews, like one of the psoriasis showed me, like the gentleman was like so happy, and he was telling me that he wished that all the books that he bought were just like my book, okay? He spent all this money on courses, got himself in debt, right? And he was just saying, man, this book was like 7 hours, advanced creative idea, not spending any money, or if you want to spend money. So I'm not trying to tell you, hey, well, let's go spend thousands of dollars on pay-per-click, let's do mail outs, this. I'm going to show you guerrilla and free marketing. You have the option to use that. Know that if you're going to use a free thing, you got to spend sweat equity, dude. And if you don't have the time to put the sweat equity in, that's not a problem. We have a solution for that. It's called paid marketing, because marketing is only two ways, free or paid. Free requires time involved, okay? Paid requires no time. So like if you have a full-time job, you make $75K or whatever, and you're good at your job, but you want to buy some rental properties, or you want to make an extra income fixing and flipping properties, or you want to wholesale properties, then you got to spend some money in advertisement. But I show you how to do what's called almost free, and that's where you should start it, where you spend a small amount of money, and then you make money, and you use that house money to pay for the actual marketing. It doesn't matter if you want to start free or paid. I always like using house money, so you decrease your risk significantly. So with this idea, this book, you download it, 47 bucks for the first 50. I'm going to show you how to get your first deal, A to Z, guys, A to Z, okay? And get your first check, okay, in 60 days. Now, the same exact things what I teach my students, you know, but you're not going to have me over your back. Some of them do 1 to 3 deals, guys, in the first 30 days. But I put 60 just to give you more time, guys, okay? But I have many people that do the first deals in the first week or in 30 days by using some of my systems, guys, okay? And I try to do it with no money for you guys, so you can use the money you make as house money instead of your own hard work money or your paycheck money, okay, guys? Now, I'm going to put a link down there where you can download my first deal kit. It's 47 bucks for the first 50. After that, it's 97 bucks, guys. If you have any questions or comment, leave it and I'll answer for you. See you later, gang.